Greetings, fellow bridge lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be looking at an absolutely insane double dummy line that, I don't know, I'm flabbergasted. I still don't completely get it, but I just need to share it with you because it is amazing. Like, this is outstanding. This is beautiful bridge. If only it actually happened and I could say that this was found at the table, single dummy, whatever. Like, this will blow your dang mind. Are you intrigued yet? I've never seen something like this before, so hang on to your seats. Let's get into the video. But first, I want to thank everyone here for being so supportive. We've gotten to about 450 subscribers so far throughout this journey. It's been about half a year. Like, this is good growth, especially for bridge, because we don't have much on the internet. We're trying to get out there. So we are almost at 450. Hopefully we get to 500 by the end of the month. I would really appreciate it if those of you who have not subscribed yet would do so. You would help out so much. We get to grow bridge together. It's so exciting. So please, if you would, subscribe and like the video and comment. Show me all of your thoughts. I love to hear what y'all have to say. So let us get into this absolute chaos. Are you ready? I don't know if you are. I don't think you are. All right, here we are. This is the hand, and I'm going to just be showing all of the hands on this one because there's no point in me trying to explain this whole thing single dummy because I don't even understand it single dummy, but we're just going to take a look at it. Here we go. Let's talk about the auction. West is the dealer. They're non-vulnerable. They start out with a 4 clubs bid, which is not showing clubs. It's actually showing hearts. Boom. This is called Namyats. Fun little name, stamen backwards. I don't know necessarily why it's stamen backwards, but the idea behind this bid is if you bid 4 hearts, you've got 8 hearts and they're bad. You don't have any interest beyond game. You want to preempt. Whereas if you bid 4 clubs, you have some forward going momentum. You could be interested in slam if partner happens to have a good hand. West decided that their hand was certainly good enough, and I agree. You've got 2 aces. You've got a really good quality 8-card heart suit. I mean, I think that you're happy playing in 4 hearts, period. You're almost certainly going to make it, and if your partner has the right hand, you can possibly make 6. Going on from there, we see a double from the north hand, which is my partner, the wonderful Isaac. You do only have an 8 count, but you have perfect shape. We are vulnerable. I completely understand doubling here just because we could easily just have a game, especially if West's honors are mostly in hearts and he's got a void in hearts. And the difficulty becomes that if I have a good hand with a 4-card spade suit and I don't have shortness in hearts, I'm not going to be doubling. So he's kind of like pre-balancing. He's protecting me from having a good hand that just really doesn't have a bid. So he's being sure that if we've got a spade fit, we're getting it, and we're at the 4 level, and we're in game, a vulnerable game. East here decides to just bid 4 hearts, saying, partner, we belong in 4 hearts, nothing more. We didn't pass, so we don't have an absolutely disgustingly bad hand. So 4 hearts from East. I decide to bid 4 spades because I've got 2 kings and an ace and a 4-card spade suit. Partner doesn't necessarily have to be this weak. I would have expected him to be stronger, but I completely empathize with the north bid. So West doubles because they've got the ace queen of spades and they've got an ace of hearts. They've got 2 singletons. Their partner bid 4 hearts instead of just passing. So they probably have this at least down 1, and we are vulnerable, so why not? It goes pass, pass, pass. And now we end up to the interesting part, which is the play of the hand. Dear Lord, guys. I don't know if I'm ready to go over this. But we are starting off with West, who leads a diamond. And as declare, I was thinking, well, this is almost certainly a singleton. There's no point in really playing the jack because that would just force out the queen and then my ace. And then they've got the king 9 over my diamonds. Like, so I just played low, was wondering if they could mess up, but it's really not possible at all for anything like that to be happening here because they can just insert the 9, but they didn't. They played the 2. So I scored my 6 of diamonds, which it's a shame I didn't put in the 7 because then if you win the first trick with the beer card, then your partner owes you a case of beer. That's the rules. So that almost would have been a dream, but alas. What I think happened here is East had a heart mixed in with their diamonds, or they had miscounted the position and they thought that I had a singleton and West had a doubleton diamond. If I had a singleton, you play low, you maintain your king, queen, and 9 over the jack, 10, 8, 7, and you force out the ace. You get everything that you could possibly want. whilst preserving your leverage. So I understand the point behind this. It didn't work out because something didn't work out in the counting, whether they had an extra diamond. They had a diamond in their hand. And what happened next is I was like, well, at this point, I don't see what else I'm going to do except for trying to set up diamonds. I should know that this is a singleton at this point because it can certainly not be a doubleton because the 3 and the 2 have already been played. But I didn't see what else to really do. I didn't want to draw trump because I wanted to ruff the heart suit. I think my hope probably was that if I play a diamond, they're going to have to ruff with the natural trump trick, which is the ace or the queen, and I get to maintain my length while they're ruffing high. So I played a diamond towards the ace, and they ruffed it, which, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? A club was exited. I won the ace because I didn't want to suffer another ruff because I know that West has to be short somewhere, and they're doubling in spades, so they're probably somewhat long in spades, plus their 8-card heart suit. So at this point, I just decided to draw trump, and now they are end played, which I should know that they are because at this point they've shown up with 3 spades, 1 diamond, and 1 club, and then 8 hearts, which ends up being 13 cards. That's how counting works. And then they had to exit the ace of hearts, which sets up my king of hearts. If they would have played a low heart, I would run it around to my king because what is West doing? Bidding Namiats without the ace of hearts. Like, dude, what are you doing? So, okay, it was ace of hearts. I ruff. And then it goes queen of clubs. I just knock out the club. And at this point, I just have the rest of the tricks on a cross ruff. I can trump the 2 of hearts in the dummy, and then everything else is good. So I get out for down 1. But if we go back, let's take a look at it. What should we get? We should get down 2. All right, so what are we supposed to do? Well, let's play the 6 like I did, and then have them put in the 9, right? At this point, what does Declarer do? They're probably going to try to set up their diamond suit because what else are they going to do? We play the 3 of diamonds, and West cannot ruff because, firstly, they shouldn't. They should know that East probably has a diamond honor here because the 9 forced out the ace. Like, come on. So it's smart to play the 4, let's say. It goes 8, it goes queen, and now East is in a very difficult position because from this perspective, it looks so natural, so natural to play a spade. And the reason being, if they draw our trump, then I'm not going to be able to trump the hearts down here and then draw trump later. So that's kind of their idea, is they want to exhaust me of trump, but this doesn't do anything because it just kind of provides me the timing that I need to do setting up things. Now, at this point, I have the ability to, well, I messed up on this little bit because I should have pitched the 10 of spades so that I have an entry over here. Silly me. I should know better. But, like, now I can roughing finesse. So it goes king of diamonds, and if they play the king, I trump it. If they don't, then I can just pitch a heart. And from there, let's go with the playing low, then I just do it again, right? It goes king of diamonds, I rough it now, and all I need to do is knock out this king of clubs, which I don't know, but how else am I going to play the club suit? I'm going to figure out that jack of clubs is singleton eventually. And if they play a heart, I trump it, my clubs are good, and then I win the 7 of diamonds. If they play anything else, it's all the same. So you get out for down 1. So trying to draw trump doesn't actually do anything, but are you going to calculate out that whole thing? I don't think so. And because of this, the heart looks unintuitive because you're giving them roughs. Like, you don't want to be doing this because you think that you're losing tricks because we are roughing in that hand. And then finally, you're never going to, I mean, the one thing you're absolutely never going to do is play a club, let alone the king of clubs, because that just throws away tricks, potentially. King of diamonds looks scary. I think that the only other thing I might consider besides playing a spade here is a low diamond, which puts pressure on, because we can't just pitch a heart here because then they score the 7 of spades and we just exit a club, right? And the defense still is able to pick up the king of clubs and the ace queen of spades for down 2. So that's not going to go well. And what we need to do here is put in the 10, in which case you're still not supposed to rough. You need to play the long game. You need to wait. My gosh, what? You're not supposed to trump. And the idea is that if the declarer tries to go for this line, you're going to run out of steam. If you try to ruff a diamond here, now if we ruff with the 2, they can over ruff with the 7 and eventually get into a position where they are going to be able to set up their heart suit because we have lost trump control, right? If we try to draw trump here, they exit a heart, continuing to try to set things up. We have to ruff or else they're going to ruff, and they're going to get in. Let's say we cash our ace of clubs and our diamond, and eventually they ruff or whatever. It's now down 3 because they're able to draw our last trump and then cash the dang heart. So eventually what happens is declarer runs out of steam, and that's what you have to wait for, which is absolutely an insane idea because you kind of just need to read this whole position in order to do it. At this point where you have this opportunity to ruff, it's wrong. If you play the queen, right, and you try to draw the trump or do anything, you're not in time. The declarer is able to set up the diamond suit. If we play a low heart, we're going to run it around to the king, right? And then we can just draw some more trump, let's say, I guess. And then we play another heart, right? And at this point, it's just not enough because we can draw the last trump and we can roughing finesse this diamond. And then all we need to do is knock out the king of clubs, and the rest of the tricks are ours for just down 1. So it's crazy that you just have to wait on this ruff, even though the spots line up. You need to wait until the spots line up even better. So next, I want to go over, like, and I'm not encompassing everything on this hand, to be honest, but I just needed to highlight this. Even if we go with what happened at the table, right? It went 6 low. All you need to do is the same thing, same idea. I play a diamond to the ace. You don't ruff. You wait. Heart pitch, right? I'm going to try to ruff a heart, right? It's not going to work. I'm going to try to ruff a diamond to get back to my hand to ruff another heart. You don't ruff. You don't over ruff. You wait. And then eventually, declarer is going to end themselves into a bad spot. And even here, right, it goes 9. We put in the 10. You can overruff with the queen. It makes things a little bit harder for you. And the key thing here is that when you do this, declarer is going to run out of steam. They have to ruff this because or else they lose. You cash your ace of clubs, but there's nothing else here because if you exit a diamond, you try to ruff. This is the last trick that you get because now you exit a club, they ruff with the 7, and the rest of the tricks are theirs because you don't have any trump left. It's gone. All the trump are all gone, like so. So once again, you can still set this down too just by playing this long game. You wait for the declarer to exhaust their resources in the trump suit, and that's pretty much the idea of this hand because declarer doesn't have much to do, right? I mean, I think that the most effective thing that declarer can do to counter this whole idea is just ignore the hearts, ignore the diamonds, try to draw trump, and set up clubs. Align something like this, where it goes king, ace, and then we play a club to the jack, and we just let them ruff. Because West is the one, like, here, if they ruff, it's down 2, but you just have to accept that they're going to get their 7, because if you do, you can get yourself into an even bigger hole, as you saw, if you are just trying to cross trump, because eventually you're going to get yourself cross ruffed, you're going to lose control, and then the hearts are going to run, which is just horrible. So everything here on this hand is on a knife's edge. So at this point, if they try to exit hearts, right, we just keep playing clubs, trying to get them to ruff, and at this point you kind of force them to just kind of cash out their tricks, and yeah, that's what happens because they're always just going to get another diamond here. There's no way for us to actually, we would run this around to the king, right, instead of trumping it, play the diamond, play the king, and then they're going to get their king of diamonds eventually. So this hand is absolutely insane. You play the long game, you wait until Declare exhausts themselves. Like it's like literally the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise just sat there and just kept going at their pace. The hare tried to do too much. We were trying to cross ruff too much, and then the tortoise eventually was like, yeah, no, I'll trump now. You're done. You're done, son. It's over. So, yeah, this hand is absolutely insane. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if I learned anything from this one, because you kind of have to guess the position double dummy in order to figure this out. And even if I had this double dummy, I looked at this and I wouldn't have figured it out. I'm like, I see a down 1 line. I see a potentially down 2. I guess if you push out the ace of diamonds, it's almost always down 2. But like, you can even like force Declare to go down 3 if they take the wrong plan. You just wait and see if they can tire themselves out. I'm tired of talking. But yeah, that's this hand. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts on this one. Would you have found this defense? If you did, my gosh, applause to you. Like, this is insane. This is crazy. And like, is there a different analogy, a different way that you can like make this more obvious? Because it's not particularly clicking with my mind and I'm trying to understand the core concept behind it. And I think the whole point is that you're just waiting for Declare to get rid of all their trump. Declare their, I guess just let Declare make their mistake. And it's just so weird because you're just denying yourself trump tricks. I don't know. I don't know. Scary hand. Keep on bridging, everyone. Hopefully someday I'll be able to spot a defense like this. Dear Lord.